What's up, y'all? It's your man, it's the Herman Star back again with another video, and I'm here to do the March 29th slash Pisces stellium reading for the sign of Sagittarius. So, this is for you, my wonderful Sagittarius folks. I don't even know. Did I create a nickname for y'all? I don't even remember. But the significance of today, or at least March 29th, 2025, as I stated, there's a Pisces stellium, and it's pretty much, what the significance symbolizes. If you see me looking over, I'm looking over at my notes regarding this situation. To put it pretty much bluntly or in, short, this is a time where we all, not just you, Sagittarius, but you was one of the signs chosen for, well, you were actually chosen yesterday to get a reading, but I'll go over all of that at the end. But pretty much how you love yourself, reevaluating how you love yourself, in general, what you are willing to, how do you want to be loved, or what you're willing to be put up with. But also, this isn't like the time to just simply acknowledging maybe you're in or bad habits, let's just say. It's not just the time to acknowledge that. This is the time to let that ish go. Like, this is not just, I know I can be, a pushover in my relationships. Well, this is the time to let that go. Because if you want to properly be loved, and if you want to properly love yourself, you're going to have to do things that your higher self would want you to do. And your higher self would not want you to be a pushover. If you are someone who can be too aggressive or too controlling, so the opposite of a pushover, right? But you could be too much in that opposing energy. Again, surrender that. Let that ish go. Loving yourself does not mean taking control of everybody in every single aspect of your life. Loving yourself is being able to say, hey, this is where these are my strong suits. This is where I am not so strong. And just acknowledging that and being honest about it and saying, I can't control everything. I can't be strong at everything. Right? So that's just an example I'm giving. I'm not saying that is the case here. Per usual, I'm going to read the tarot first, and then we're getting into the oracles at the end. So yeah, Sagittarius, this is it for you. If you would like a personal read, you are able to book that with me by sending me an email. You can find my email in the description box below. Cards already coming out. Let's see if we can get at least one more. I would not reach out to you. You reach out to me. Simple as that. So I'm just going to pull this one, and let's get started with your reading. All right. We start off with the Queen of Wands. So this is great to see. During a time like this, at least when you are when again, self-love is definitely at the forefront. Because the Queen of Wands in her highest power is someone who is very much warm, but very much determined too. And this is the type of energy you can have for yourself. Have this determined energy to whatever situations you find yourself in, and that whatever you need to surrender here, from what I'm seeing, be determined to have the warmth enough to not judge yourself harshly and say, I am a terrible person because of this, that, and the third, but be compassionate enough to say, and determined enough to say, I want to change these things about myself. And that's what the Queen of Wands can do. She can say, hey, there's aspects of me that I can acknowledge are not necessarily the best, even as a queen. Nobody is perfect. Not kings, not queens, pages. Nobody is perfect. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we all have some ways, just like there's, there's light, there's darkness as well. But it showed up like this. So with that being said, again, there is a determination that a Sagittarius has, which is great. To again change the things that they want to change, not just acknowledge them. We've already built up that idea of this is who I want to be, this is what I want to do, this is we've already done that. Now it's time to actually do the work. You know what I'm saying? Now it's time to actually let go of those things. Now, not everything's gonna just fall easily. Some things might be so easy, like it all it took was just a drop of a hat. Like if I had a hat here and I wore hats, but no, if I had a hat, I would use the example of just how easy it is to just drop something by dropping that hat. But imagine me with a hat in my hand and I just drop it. Or you can do that. If you have a hat in your vicinity, drop the hat. See how easy it is to just drop it. Some things, some habits, some bad habits might be that easy. But some things, not everything is as easy as, again, dropping a hat, right? So you have to, again, practice this, be patient with yourself, and understand that it's going to take some time to drop some habits, some bad habits, but it needs to be done. It needs to start right now, today. All right. Your next card is the Ace of Cups in reverse. This is someone who is repressing their emotions. And yeah, that's not how you're going to get by these, by this idea of moving forward. I think that you are there's two sides of you. Of course, you're determined. You want to make the change, as the Queen of Wands is someone who not only wants to make changes if there are changes that need to be made, but she once again is soft with herself, soft with other people as well. And I'm not saying soft in like a weak way. I'm saying soft and like warm. That's the word that I use, right? So I'm gonna use that. Warm. She's warm with others. She's warm with herself and others as well, right? But this right here, again, I feel as though your part of your recovery is not to pretend like everything is fine. The Queen of Wands, again, someone who is warm with themselves, warm with other folks. With warmth is honesty. Honest, like it like that could be like you can have an honest warmth with yourself and say, I actually am hurt by this loss. I am actually hurt by this breakup, right? But I'm determined to move on. And again, that's exactly what the Queen of Wands does. So if you truly want to move in that Queen of Wands energy, you're going to have to be honest with how you feel about this breakup. And now the reason why I say breakup is because you have the Four of Wands in reverse. When this is upright, this is a unionship celebration. Some even call this the card of marriage, right? So if upright it's marriage, then one might assume, right, that reverse means that there's a divorce. I'm going to say breakup. No matter whether you want to use the term divorce, the legal terms, or whatever the case is, I'm saying a breakup may have happened, right? Whatever the separation is, whatever you want to call it, you aren't necessarily being honest about your feelings about it. You're simply thinking that a Queen of Wands will put on, again, you're taking on this idea of, in your mind, what a queen is. And a queen is someone who is strong, which is true, but strength doesn't come from lying about your sorrows. Strength doesn't come from lying about how you feel in general. So before the energy is here for sure. The energy is here for you for sure to be able to reverse the energy that isn't serving you best. As I was saying before, drop it like a bad habit. Drop it, drop it like a bad habit, right? The energy is here for you for sure, but you need to at least, it seems at first, acknowledge, what is strength to you? What does strength truly mean to you? And what it actually looks like. All right. That was your tarot. Now we're going to get into the oracle. Before I choose a card, I would like to remind you to please hit that like if you haven't hit the like button. Comment, share, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, you already got one card jumping out. Okay. And yeah, here we go. Boom. Seek clarity. Perfect card for you, Sagittarius. Embrace openness and insight, allowing life's truths to reveal themselves. All right. Need I say more? But nah, I mean, I think it's clear that you need to, at first, before you, of course, have compassion for yourself, but it does seem as though there's a Sag out there that needs to, and I don't like calling it Sag, sounds like an icky nickname, but I know that's a nickname. I'm only calling y'all that because that's what I hear a lot of people call you, but I don't like that. I want to call you something else. I'm going to think about a good nickname for y'all, but I know there's Sagittarius, but there is a Sagittarius out there is what I'm saying, that needs to actually, before you fully process the tarot here, and of course feel free to rewind back. You have that power on YouTube, of course, to check out the cards and pause the screen. That's why I always hold the cards up like for a long time, or at least for a sizable amount of time, because I want y'all to see the card, obviously, listen to me, obviously, but if you need to like pause the screen to jot it down, journal, however else you want to process these, it's right there in your face. The title of the card, or just me saying that the card in general, it's right there in your face, so you don't have to constantly feel the need. I don't think I talk fast, but if you feel as though that the processing, we all process things at our own speed and everything, so if you still are processing, let's just say the first card, and I'm on card number 3 already, doing a reading for that, or, telling you the message behind that, but you're still processing card 1. You can obviously pause the screen, take all the time you need, all that good jazz, right? But as I was saying before, there is a Sagittarius out there that before you even process the totality of what I gave you today as far as the tarot goes, you need to clear your mind, see clarity. And like I said, really the one thing that I feel as though you need to see clarity on is what does true strength look like to you, right? I know the strength card didn't show up here. Let me see what's at the bottom of the deck. Why not? Let's see. Hopefully it's not a naked card. Ooh, not a naked card, but a nice one nonetheless. We have the 9 of Pentacles here. All right. Financial freedom. Nice. Get that money. But, as far as before you start getting that money, and I think that's going to be a great thing, like you're going to find yourself doing great in other fields, but you need to tackle this thing first, or at least I'm going to say you probably should want to tackle this thing first, this thing being your idea of what true strength looks like. I feel as though, again, you feel that strength looks like lying about your emotions, lying about this breakup that has happened, lying and pretending like things are fine when they're not fine for you, and it's okay. Because once you start to really admit to your emotions about that breakup, then you're able to move on and get to that money. Alright? Well, that's what I have for you today, Sagittarius. Hopefully this has served you well. If you would like a personal read, once again, you're able to book that with me by sending me an email. You can find my email in the description box below. Check out the other links down there as well that can help support me and what I do and support the channel. Free ways you could support the channel and me, of course, is by simply hitting the like. That really helps out with the algorithm and lets YouTube know that people are interested in seeing this video. So please hit that like button, share, comment, and subscribe as well. I want to thank you for trusting me for being your intuitive reader for today, or at least one of your intuitive readers for today. Like, comment, share, and subscribe once again. And until next time, until next video, y'all take care out there. Peace.